And it is for the light heavyweight championship of the world, the champion, Vitor Belfort, the former champion, the natural, Randy Couture. These two men first met in 1997, and Randy Couture contends that it is still in the mind of Vitor Belfort, the beating he put upon the young phenom that night. Now, in many's eyes, they meet for, let's say, the second and a half time.
I don't look at this as the rubber match, as the third fight. I think this is a continuation of what we started in January.
Here we go. Light heavyweight championship is underway.
In the first 20 seconds of that fight, he grazed me with his left glove, slicing my eyelid on the top and bottom.
Randy is wincing big
something
time.
happened in his eye.
The doctor said right away that they had to go and stitch that up immediately, or I could have problems with that eye for the rest of my life.
Oh my God. They have stopped the fight.
I won the fight, I won the belt. I gotta live with that, and people gotta live with that.
That fight could have been ruled a no contest. Basically, the championship was won on a technicality. And therefore, I think we have to do it again and settle it properly.
I didn't win like I wanted because I felt like I can do much better than that.
He doesn't feel good about winning that way. He wants to have a real fight, a full fight.
If the punch was 2 inches closer, I would have gotten knocked out.
Nobody's knocked me out. Vitor's not going to knock me out.
Some people say I poked him in the eye. Some people say I got lucky. I don't need to prove no one. I'm good. I am who I am. People like Vitor Belfort because they know I take care of business.
How about the hand speed of the phenom Vitor Belfort?
It gave him a pretty good beating the first time we fought. And I think that psychological hurdle is still there for him to get over.
A stunning upset.
That fight from 1997 is still in the back of his mind. And it's, again, one of those things that I think he still has to get over.
I trained hard just like Randy did, and I came to do my job right.
I've trained to go out and win this fight, and I hope that Vitor's done the same thing. The question is, can he stay with me for 5 rounds? My feeling is that he can't. And I think in a lot of ways, a lot of people feel like I'm still the champion.
Who's the champion? Who's holding the belt?
If you're holding that belt, you better be willing to defend it.
I will defend the title like a champion.
Because I'm coming to get my championship back.
The main event of the evening, unfinished business about to be completed. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan getting set for the main event. Randy, we know he's a great competitor. I think he has a mental advantage over most men he fights.
He's really a freak. I mean, the guy's 41 years old. He out-cardios, out-strengths, out-wrestles guys half his age. He never gets injured in training. I mean, I was talking to his one of the guys in his camp about it. Like, the guy is a freak. He's a very unusual human being. He takes really good care of his body, best in nutrition, best in exercise, best in diet, lives a clean lifestyle, and has shown no slowdown at all whatsoever because of age. He's a very intimidating figure.
For Vitor Belfort, we may very well tonight see the best ever Vitor Belfort. For this fight, for the first time in his training career, he went up to Big Bear, California, a la Tito Ortiz in the past. Solitary training amongst friends in the altitude. He says he's in the best shape mentally and physically of his life.
Well, Vitor Belfort is always a dangerous opponent. He's a very explosive, very emotional guy, and when he gets you hurt, he finishes you. He's one of the best finishers in all of mixed martial arts. Whether or not he can knock out Randy Couture, that's the question. And whether or not he can hang in there with Randy Couture, if Randy Couture's still there in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round, when the championship heart comes into play. That's what we're gonna find out tonight.
Vitor Belfort, Randy Couture, light heavyweight championship is set to go. He is the natural, Captain America, Randy Couture. As he said, and I think it is very true, many believe that he still is the light heavyweight champion. It will be over in his mind in the third and fourth round. He wants to press the action. He wants to try to break down Vitor Belfort mentally.
Well, you know, they fought a second time. Technically, Vitor Belfort won. He got the title, but you can't draw any conclusions as to who was the better fighter that evening. It's still up in the air. We really don't know. But we do know about Randy Couture. He's a consummate professional athlete. He's a world-class wrestler. He's got greatly improved striking. And he's just an incredible bulldog of a man. I mean, he just got an indomitable spirit and a will to compete. And anybody who faces this guy in the octagon is in for a long evening.
Here he comes. He said, let's settle it properly. You want to talk about a Hall of Fame list of victims? Belfort, Smith, Hizzo, Liddell, Ortiz. And now he wants to put Belfort on the list again.
He really is an incredibly inspirational person. I mean, how many guys are looking at this guy and saying, oh, I'm not that old? You know, he's 41 and he's in the peak of his career. I mean, arguably, he's got better performances within the last 2 years than he had his entire career. You're talking about a guy who didn't even start fighting in mixed martial arts until he was 36 years old. And he's really an amazing person.
Four-time World Team member, Pan American Games champion, four-time national champion in Greco-Roman, three-time All-American in college, two-time runner-up for national championship. Now, one of the greatest mixed martial artists in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. They are on their feet for the natural.
And honestly,
Randy Couture,
one of the nicest guys you will ever meet, ever. Doesn't have a bad thing to say about anyone. He's just a polite gentleman, just a really, really great guy.
he defines class, he defines this sport, and he tells us what it really is, and that is the ultimate in competition.
And that's what it is to him. It's all about competing. He says he looks forward to, that's a constant quote that he says, I look forward to competing. I look forward to the competition. He doesn't see it as this aggressive thing where he's got to beat down some guy and kick someone's ass. He looks at it as he's looked at all the other athletic endeavors in his life, whether it's the Eco Challenge or whether it's, national wrestling. He looks at it as a competition.
The natural Randy Couture here to claim what he believes is still his.
Tonight, two fighters will get in the octagon. Good luck to my rival. But even without the luck of the universe, he won't beat my bro Vitor. Lord, bless the Brazilian warrior. Lord, give power to your son. Please give power to your son.
This is creeping me out.
Vitor has given his life to his religion, given his life to God. He is married, he is focused, and I know you will agree with me when I say this. It's undeniable when you look at the pure skill set in which he possesses. No one has a more purely dominant skill set than Vitor Belfort.
Absolutely. I mean, Vitor Belfort is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's competed at Abu Dhabi with the top grapplers in the world. He's got world-class boxing skills. His hands are blisteringly fast. He's the only guy to ever completely dominate Pride middleweight champion Vanderlei Silva with a devastating fast knockout. And he's capable of doing that with anybody. The performance he put on against Marvin Eastman, we exploded on him and opened up the nastiest cut I've ever seen in any combat sport ever. Vitor can do that to anyone. It's all in what Vitor shows up. Is it a Vitor who's sure of himself, who's confident, who's in excellent shape, prepared, and mentally ready? If that's the case, then his opponent is in for a world of trouble.
Vitor Belfort has lost only 2 times in the octagon, one time to Chuck Liddell, the other in October of 1997 to Randy the Natural Couture. At that time, it was considered one of the greatest upsets in UFC history, and Randy, if he believes it or not, he's trying to get it into the head that he still has an edge that lasts 7 years over Vitor Belfort because of that fight.
Well, it was a dominating win. I mean, he just smashed him. He got Vitor up against the cage, just beat him into submission. The referee rescued him, but basically he owned Vitor that that night. That's gotta still stay in his head. Unless he takes revenge tonight, that's always going to haunt him. He's a competitor. He's a guy who wants to win. He's a world-class athlete. He doesn't like to lose. No one does. So that's got to be in his head. And he wants revenge tonight. Despite him walking around with the belt and having the decision from the last fight, he can't think that he avenged that loss.
On a night that has been explosive, could we have our largest fireworks ahead? Tail of the tape for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Brought to you by Nature's Purest Nutritional Supplements, high-performance supplements for high-performance individuals. 41-year-old Randy the Natural Couture against 27-year-old Brazilian Vitor Belfort. It is the main event of the evening, and here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with Chairman John Bailey and Commissioners Dr. Tony Alamo, Skip Avancino, Joe W. Brown, and Dr. Flip Homansky. Our judges at Octagon side are Cecil Peoples, Abe Bilardo, and Marcos Rosales. Our doctor at Octagon side is Dr. James Game. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Big John McCarthy. This bout is sponsored by Nature's Purest, nutritional high-performance substance for high-performance individuals. And now, tonight, history will be made as these two UFC warriors face off in the Octagon to settle unfinished business between them. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, it's time! This fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, the fighter standing to my left. This man is a world-class Greco-Roman wrestler who holds a mixed martial arts record of 12 wins with 6 losses. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 204 pounds. He fights out of Gresham, Oregon. This legendary UFC warrior is the only fighter to win UFC championship titles 4 times in 2 different weight classes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former 2-time UFC heavyweight champion, the former interim UFC light heavyweight champion, and the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Randy the Natural Couture. And now, introducing his opponent, the champion standing across the octagon. This UFC warrior is a boxer and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighting expert. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 12 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the Phenom, Vitor Belfort.
The beautiful Jamie Presley in attendance here tonight.
Given your instructions in the locker room. Okay, I have any questions from the challenger? No, sir. Any questions from the champion? Fight hard, fight clean, fight fair. Best of luck.
Here we go again.
Here we go again, absolutely.
Is it the 3rd time or is it the 2nd and a half time?
I would agree with Randy. It's a continuation of the 2nd time.
Vitor Belfort, the champion.
Then again, I would always agree with that.
That's a good point. The challenger, Randy Couture, the best referee in the business, Big John McCarthy.
Championship, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
You got that right, Big John. Here we go. Expect fireworks here tonight.
Vitor's letting Randy get off the flow.
Randy is going to want to get control. He's going to want that clinch. That is where Randy's good. Dirty boxing, clinching, keeping Vitor tight so he cannot use his great boxing ability.
This is exactly where we were at the same time in the first bout.
You're absolutely right.
So it really is like a continuation.
Just pick it up where we left off, minus a cut under the eye. And again, we say continuation, but give no disrespect to Vitor. And Vitor can take any doubts out of anybody's mind tonight if he is victorious.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it's not his fault that Randy got cut. I mean, he threw a punch, he was trying to knock him out. Now, I always like it when people call it a lucky punch. There's no such thing. Someone wants to punch you and does punch you. It's not a lucky punch. But it was an unfortunate punch for the fans and for Randy.
Vitor debuted in the UFC at 19 years old. Fought Randy when he was just 22.
Not much going on so far. Just got a jockeying for position inside against the fence. Randy's looking to get a better placement here.
Well, Randy's idea is to break down Vitor mentally. And that is by controlling him in the way that Randy controlled Tito Ortiz for 5 rounds.
He's got double underhooks.
He's going to look for the takedown.
It's very difficult to stop Randy from taking you down once he gets his position. Okay, he's not enough underhook. He's got overhook on one side. He's got one underhook on the left side.
He may look for that leg sweep that he used against Tito Ortiz so often. And that's what Randy does. He continues to press and press and press. They're going to break it up because there was nothing happening, and they'll use the hands again. Couture in the white trunks, Belfort in the black trunks. And Couture locks up again. Randy also feels that if it gets into the later rounds that even though Vitor's in great conditioning, he thinks his conditioning may be better. Vitor said coming in, Joe, he's never had a training camp atmosphere like this before. And he really does feel like he's more confident physically and mentally than he's ever been in his life.
Well, Big Bear is an excellent place to train. A lot of the top guys go there for big bouts. It's high altitude, so your body produces more oxygen, more blood, it can process more oxygen. It's a good place to get away because there's nothing up there. But then again, Randy lives in Oregon. There's nothing up there anyway.
You got that right.
Good punch inside.
Eddie Bravo with us tonight for the main event. He will score the bout along with our judges and our fans at home.
Very uneventful so far. Just Randy pushing Vitor up against the fence. And Vitor defending. Good knee inside by Randy. All right, now it looks like Randy might have double underhooks here.
Don't forget the UFC DVDs now at Blockbuster. Ultimate Knockouts 1 and 2, UFC 43, 44, 45, and 46. UFC 47 into the month. 48 in October, 49 and Ultimate Knockouts 3 coming your way in December. UFC DVDs distributed by Studio Works Entertainment.
All this is here is Randy trying to get good arm positioning to secure some sort of a takedown. Trying to get his locker on the body, and Vitor just, he's got him down.
There it is. He waited exactly as you said to get the position to take him down.
Now this is Randy Couture's world.
And he's got the advantage of having him on the fence, Joe.
Absolutely. He loved but Vitor standing up here.
Randy trying to overwhelm Vitor here in this position. Vitor did a nice job.
Randy is so strong. It's so difficult to get up once that guy's got you down. I mean, you saw Tito was just helpless in that fight. And we've never seen Tito like that before. Tito's a brutally strong guy. And Randy just controlled him on the ground. The same thing with Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell has always been able to get up with other guys. When Randy got him down, his takedown defense, he just couldn't stay up.
And this will wear your opponent down.
The Chuck Liddell fight is an excellent example of that, because Chuck is probably the hardest guy in the world to keep on his back. And Randy managed to do that and actually finish the fight there. What is this position?
Final seconds of round 1.
I don't know what Vitor's doing here. He's just kind of holding on.
Trying to spin, block the punches. Vitor pressed against the fence, doing a nice job not letting Randy inflict any damage in that position, but Randy clearly wins round 1 based solely on control. We're
going to take a look at something now that's a little disturbing from the first round with Vitor Belfort once they got in the clinch. Let's take a look at this replay. I mean, look at this replay. Once
Randy's got Vitor against the fence. Vitor's left hand, he shoves his fingers into Randy's eye. You see that right there? It wasn't for a long period of time, but he definitely did it, whether or not it was intentional. Now let's take a look at the takedown here. Randy had been struggling for control, finally got him in a good position, takes him to the ground.
Put him on his back, he wants to go there. He's tired.
Eddie Bravo, how do you score the first round?
I got a 10-9, 10-9, Randy Couture over Vitor Belfort. Not much happening at all in that first round. Randy did control Vitor, did have him against the fence most of the fight, did get the takedown, but really not much happening in that first round. But still, Randy, 10-9.
Eddie, thank you very much. Eddie Bravo with us in the broadcast position. Second round set to begin. This championship fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Couture comes in and closes the gap quickly again.
Yeah, he just does not let Vitor get his hands free. Well, I see some blood. Someone's bleeding. It looks like Vitor.
It's Vitor above the right eye, and it might have been the shoulder of Randy Couture as he went in to close the distance. He might have caught him with the shoulder there.
That's a lot of blood.
A lot of blood. But you get the adrenaline, you've got your head pumping. It's going to bleed a lot. Even though it may not be a bad cut, it's going to bleed a lot, Joe. You know that.
Any cut in the head, the forehead, the eyeball area, anywhere around the eyebrow, that bleeds bad.
But it may have very well been when Randy came in with the shoulder to try to get the clinch position. Maybe that's part of the breaking down of Vitor Belfort.
You know what? It looks like I've been told that it's a headbutt that caused it. And we're going to take a look at that in between rounds.
Looking to sweep that foot like he did with Tito.
Randy again, same position. He's trying to control Vitor's body. Randy's done an excellent job of pretty much nullifying Vitor's striking skills.
I was going to say Vitor has not been able to impose any of his game plan on Randy at this point.
Now again, this is all Randy's game. Look, you've seen the last two outings of Randy in the UFC in the 205-pound weight division. He just basically just dominates, gets in control, takes him to the ground, imposes his will. This is Randy Couture's game.
This is what he did in '97 to a younger Vitor Belfort.
And he believes that Vitor has not forgot that. And you know what? If he did forget it, he's remembering it right now.
It's going to be fresh on his memory, at least so far. What can Vitor do to turn the tide here, Joe?
You know what? He's got to figure out a way to stop Randy from punching when he's on top. He's got to be able to control Randy's upper body, which he's not doing right now. He's got to really pull the head down, tie up the arms. And Vitor's best option is to get to his feet. He's got to figure out a way to somehow either sweep Randy or get up and get to his feet and get out of there and utilize his best weapons, which are his boxing skills.
What a spectacular night we've had at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. For all the recaps, all the information on the DVDs available, the new release of the CDs in a couple of days, UFC.tv. Find out more on the new UFC soundtrack, Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1 Metal, which is going to be released in 3 days, August 24th. Metal Powerhouse's Slayer, Hatebreed, Damage Plan, much more. UFC soundtrack, Ultimate Beatdowns Volume 1 Metal. All the information is at UFC.tv.
Big punches inside. Vitor is not doing such a good job of defending these. He's taking some heavy shots in there by Randy, this is basically a fight where Randy's just controlling his body. Randy's on his knees, and he's landing some heavy punches, and Vitor doing nothing to defend himself.
Feel the crowd's anticipation of Randy attempting to push the pace a bit, Joe.
Well, I think they also see all the blood, too. Randy's white shorts now are covered in Vitor's blood. Vitor has taken that one cut. It looked like he was opened up by a headbutt, and now it looks nasty. There's blood everywhere. These guys are soaked.
You know, the old adage is one day, at some time, as McCarthy is going to have the doctors check the cut over Vitor Belfort's eye. The old adage is one day at one time, you lose the fight to Father Time. It happened to Muhammad Ali. It happened to Sugar Ray Leonard. It hasn't seemed to happen at all to 41-year-old Randy Couture.
Well, this is a different kind of fighting, and it's a different skill set. We're going to go to the replay here, and we'll take a look at this headbutt real quick. Bang. That's where the cut started.
Unintentional, I think we should know.
Absolutely. And look at the blood spurt out. You see it immediately. So that's what caused that. Oh, look at this. They're starting them back in the same position. Excellent.
That is outstanding.
That's exactly how it should be done, and now they're back.
So they start the fight back in the same position when they stopped it to check the cut. That is an excellent move by John McCarthy.
Absolutely, and we got that after the Genki Sudo Dwayne Ludwig bout, when they started them up after a cut, they started them back on their feet, and it was a very clear advantage for Dwayne Ludwig, and he wound up winning the fight by close decision. This is a much more realistic way to continue the bout, and it's continuing exactly as it was before, with Randy imposing himself on Vitor. Oh! Vitor swings up for an armbar.
Randy avoided it, though, quickly. Vitor went for the submission. Randy avoided it. Randy's never been submitted.
Actually, he has.
Well, in the UFC. In the UFC. The point I was going to make in the UFC, Joe. He's never been submitted in the UFC.
Not in the UFC, but he was submitted by armbar, by Enson Inoue.
Yep, you're right.
He was guillotined by Valentine Overeem.
Right inside the eye over here.
Vitor is bleeding all over the place. Look at that cut. Dr. Cutman's working on it right now in between rounds, as he takes advice in Portuguese from Leo Vieira.
Well, remember that it was a huge cut over the eye of Marvin Eastman, which forced a stoppage, and that was Vitor Belfort who opened that cut over Eastman. The Cutmen here are awesome, though.
Absolutely.
Eddie Bravo, second round, your thoughts?
Another 10-9 round for Randy. He's starting to completely take over. He's imposing his will. He's smothering all of Vitor's offense. And I don't think this fight's going to last very much longer.
Tito Ortiz. I have no idea what he has in his hands. Vitor up and ready to go. Couture undamaged through 10 minutes.
He still looks fresh.
The shorts of Randy Couture are drenched in Vitor Belfort's blood. Look at that. But we fight on.
Vitor's got his hands down. I don't know what this is all about.
Now, this is about taunting. This is about trying to bring Randy in and firing a big left, but he can't do it.
Can't get Randy Couture with one shot. Back to the ground again, same position. Randy is just so dominant. He's such a world-class wrestler.
Right in front of our vantage point, Joe. Gets his head out from underneath the left arm of Vitor Belfort. No choke gonna happen there. Vitor didn't have any control down low.
It's the same position we keep seeing him in. Vitor with his back pressed up against the fence, Randy on his knees, smashing Vitor in the face.
Now, we've seen Randy in many fights in this fashion, getting side control on the fence of someone and then hammering away. And you bring up a good point. He had been submitted in non-UFC fights. Only time he's lost in the UFC was to the bigger men, Rodriguez and Barnett.
Well, it's part of a learning process.
Absolutely.
Everyone, he came from a world-class grappling background, but not a submission background. And you get caught. Vitor, meanwhile, is bleeding really badly. Look right in front of us. I mean, this is just bad. There's a lot of blood. And he's taking some heavy shots. And went for an armbar again.
Went for the armbar again. Vitor twice has gone for the armbar. Randy has twice avoided the attempted submission.
Vitor, to his credit, is still dangerous despite taking a beating.
I literally, as they are in front of our vantage point, Joe, I literally just looked down on my notes and I have blood on my notes from Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, it's getting messy in there.
Wow.
I don't know how much longer Vitor can take this. Randy's basically pinning him down. Vitor's bleeding bad. Look at that now.
You know what? Let's give Vitor some credit. He is showing some tremendous heart.
Absolutely.
And guts right here to continue to try to battle.
And he is still dangerous.
No, there's no question about it.
Throwing up those legs, looking for a submission. And if Randy makes a mistake and gets careless, he could still get caught in something.
And keep in mind the blood is from the cut that was open, and just that cut, but it's just the adrenaline, Joe, that causes it to go so profusely. So it's not in any way excessive right now in terms of the injury, just in terms of the blood itself.
You see, Big John McCarthy say once again, Vitor can't kick up from the ground. He can't kick to the head. when he's on his back. The down fighter can't be kicked in the head, and he can't kick in the head. Dan Henderson from Randy Couture's corner just yelled out, elbow!
And there it is. Elbow, forearm. McCarthy telling Vitor to let go of the fence. That one really connected.
Vitor is getting beat down.
Randy Couture dominant here in round 3. This is absolutely vintage Randy the Natural Couture.
And Randy is in Vitor's guard doing all this damage.
The most decorated champion in UFC history.
Vitor's guard is pretty much useless here right now. Randy's just punishing him from inside of it. He's not holding Randy's upper body down. He's not stopping him from raising up and punching. So his guard is not even really defending him here.
So are we well on our way to a rematch of Liddell and Couture for now, instead of an interim light heavyweight title, the true light heavyweight title? I will never say anything is over till it is, but certainly that path seems to be being traveled by Couture now.
It looks like it. I don't know how much longer the doctor can allow this to continue. There's a lot of blood. It looks nasty.
1 minute remains in round 3.
But again, to Vitor's credit, he's hanging in there and he's still fighting, but he's allowing Randy to raise up. See, when Randy raises up, he's got no control over Randy's body.
Randy made an interesting point coming into this fight because of the fluke, if you will, getting cut the last time. He said, you know what, as I look at this fight with Vitor, I'm going to fight with my feet planted. And that is what he didn't want to do. He didn't want to kick, and he wanted to stay on the ground, and he's run out his game plan to perfection right now.
Well, he's always got a great game plan for fights. It's one of the things about him that makes him so successful. He really breaks things down and analyzes other performances, past performances of the guy he's going to fight. Oh, there's blood all over the camera now. And he always develops an excellent game plan with his team over at Team Quest. I mean, when does this guy slow down? 41 years old.
I have no idea.
Just dominant. And again, I was saying before when we showed the replay, the set of skills that you have in mixed martial arts is very different than the set of skills you have in boxing. Boxing is much more dependent on reflexes and youth. You can compete much longer at a later age and be very successful in mixed martial arts. It's not merely reaction time and physical speed and skill. There's so many other things that are involved. And strength. And strength is the last thing to lose. Randy Couture is obviously an incredibly strong man at the age of 41.
And you speak of that, Joe, and I think it illustrates more perfectly why a man who uses his strength and control like Randy Couture can be more successful in later years than perhaps a younger fighter who was more about explosiveness, a Baroni or a Belfort.
Yes, or an Orlovsky, a striker.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Randy Couture is all about imposing his game, which is Greco-Roman wrestling.
Eddie Bravo, round 3.
Another 10-9 round for Randy Couture. This fight doesn't look like it's going to last much longer. I mean, there's blood everywhere. To Vitor's credit, he is trying some arm bars from the guard. He is trying to pull it out, but he really is going to need a miracle from God to pull this one out.
Well, he believes in miracles. Randy's shorts even more drenched with his opponent's blood. Here as we get set for round number 4. That shot right there defines Warrior.
Absolutely.
It's all over.
That's it.
Randy Couture is once